What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Today we got a brand new segment on the channel, and we're going to be looking at HypeBeast cards and deciding, will these actually have an impact on the meta? Like Spirals, they were HypeBeast, but they were real. Or are they going to end up just kind of being fluff, end up going down, and kind of being a waste of money to those actually spending it on it? And we're going to be looking at Dragunities. I've got a lot of people messaging me going, look at this, we got a new tuner, it's so exciting, you were wrong about the prices are right. And I feel like some of those people messaging me might have actually participated in the buyout. I'm not sure, but we're gonna take a fair and balanced look at the new card and also the synchro and kind of think about the synergy that they have, then look at the prices and say, are these really worth it? And not to waste too much of your time on my opinion straight out the gate is, I don't think that it's going to be represented well. If Dragunities were going to do something and fix their consistency problems, give you more resources, then yes, I think it would, but neither of these give you more resources. It helps you do what the deck already did and puts pressure on the board that deals with your opponent's cards. They're simply dealing with opponent's cards in different ways now by banishing them, which is exciting, but this deck already had amazing access to Crystal Wing, and Crystal Wing coming out kind of hyped this deck before. They were like, oh, Vadriana, it's an instant Crystal Wing, and it's cool now that you have options. You can go with Crystal Wing or basically a Dark Arm Dragon that we'll get to here, but I personally think it just continues to help the deck do what it did before. Take care of fields, take care of problems on the field, and not really help your resource game much at all. So let's go ahead into our buddy here. Dragunity Koos, a level 2 Wind Dragon tuner effect monster, 1000/200. Cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a Dragunity monster. So we're already putting limits on this card, making sure that it's exclusively for the archetype, very much like the new boss monster. If this card on the field is used as a synchro material, you can treat this card's level as 4. Everyone was really excited all of a sudden that Konami made a way for them to access their boss monster. I was over in DP Yu-Gi-Oh's comment section from today, and people were like, look at the new tuna. Okay, they did their job and they made it accessible. Good job. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can special summon this equip card. Pretty common among the Dragunity cards. It makes sure that it has its own way to come back out. Vadriana basically now gives you access to the decision of you can treat it as 4, so you can decide to go for Crystal Wing, or you can decide to go for the new boss monster. And here's the boss monster that originally caused all the waves of hype. Not this guy at it. I don't think that's the hype. It's Dragunity Knight Asylon. It's a level 10 Wind Dragon synchro effect monster, attack 3300, defense 2200. The materials are one Dragunity tuner specifically, plus one or more non-tuner monsters, making it locked into the Dragunity archetype. But even locking it further is that you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn, but mainly, you can banish one Dragunity monster from your graveyard. Then target one monster your opponent controls, banish that monster. So you have to use Dragunity monsters, period, to enable its effect, and it's locked straight into the archetype. They made sure this wasn't going to other places. I really like when a boss monster actually has access to go other places. You have cards like Dracosack in the past where I'm a Mecha Fan and Beast player and I can't get a Dracosack. Okay, but it's really cool to kind of see that boss monster go other places and actually see use in something like Dragon Rulers. And this is just straight up locked in to its archetype, making it weaker. Like other parts of your decks that might just coincidentally access it can no longer access it. And then also, if the synchro summon monster and its owner control is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle or card effect, you can special summon a Dragunity synchro monster with 3000 or less attack from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. I think if it had some sort of special ability that made it when it was leaving the field, it would be a lot better. But of course, we're trying to limit its power. It's already 3300. It's a banishing Dark Arm. What more could you want, John? Why don't you buy into this hype right here? Well, again, it's kind of just doing what it already did. we had access to Crystal Wing versus like this card, and Crystal Wing is objectively a better card. And yes, you can mix Wind Witches in here, and I'm already gonna say this deck is choked by Link summoning somewhat, even with our Bladefly, like the Wind Link monster. Like, I still feel like it's relatively locked on your options because you're gonna use all those resources for the Bladefly, then you're gonna use all that really buff Bladefly, then you're gonna use all of your resources making something like a Crystal Wing or this. Are you really gonna be able to surge forth another without something like Soul Charge consistently? I personally don't think so, and even if you can, is it worth it at the end of the day, abusing the Wind Witch engine with this? I think the Wind Witch engine fits better in other decks, and here it's still not doing enough to be meta represented. We're not seeing Wind Witches in the top either, so I just think the consistency issues are too much. I don't think that this helps its resource game problem. I don't think it does enough. Yeah, you see that price drop? You see the price drop? Yeah, we want price drops on these Dragunity cards. Let's look at how ridiculous some of these are. Vadriana, oh, we almost forgot to switch to our Market Watch layout. Vadriana sitting here at $15 for the ultra rare from a market price of $7, which it crept up over time. It received past hype from Crystal Wing being a thing, and now it's sitting up here pretty at 15. I could not see myself spending this kind of money on a card. Maybe a $10 bill because it's older now, but I just can't see myself going that distance for this card, even with its Crystal Wing access, even for a fun tier 2 deck, or tier 3, I don't really know where this is going to land, but I really couldn't see myself going for that just because of the access it gives. We also see that the super rare sits at a similar price of 15, so it doesn't really matter the rarity, and its market price was even lower at $5 before this buyout. So the HypeBeast has tripled these cards, doubled these cards prices, and I personally think even with access to Crystal Wing from before and now banishing Dark Arm, it sounds really cool, but where's your end game at? Where's your resource game at? What's gonna happen when your board gets blown up? Ignister's gonna shuffle it back in the deck if they're playing Ignister, or they're just going crazy on you. Ignister was a bad example. Alright, what are you gonna do when Utopia Lightning just runs over all your monsters like it's been doing to this deck ever since it tried again with Crystal Wing? There's a better example. Like, it just doesn't really seem to have a good fit for its backup game, its resource game, and when the board is broken, it's hard to repair. It's really hard to mount that comeback. Phalanx here, it has always been pretty good. As an equipped monster, you can special summon it once per turn. It's been completely power crept here. Like with this new tuner, Phalanx really doesn't even matter anymore. This card's just our new card over here. It's gonna beat it pretty much every single time. Because you have access to being a 2 or a 4, and it's not limited to a hard once per turn at all. So it's pretty much just written out your need of Phalanx, except for consistency if you need more tuners like Phalanx. So it is good that we have more tuner options, but Phalanx, $16 for the DT is unrealistic, and the secret rare is still sitting at $4, which was its market price. Like, if we go and look up Phalanx, the secret hasn't moved at all, and it even gives more of that, you smell that HypeBeast? Because this $4 one has been sitting here since the initial buyout. People have only gone for the higher rarity DTs, and it seems like people aren't really buying into it on the lower level. I've suggested this actually on Market Watch, like, if you really feel this is going somewhere, here's the secret rare. It's still sitting at $4. Weird. We also have Dux here. Dux has always been a special little guy, hasn't he? He's a level 4, but he is not a tuner, so he basically is more of your, like, starter up your tree, usually, because if this card's normal summon, you select one level 3 or lower dragon type Dragunity monster in the graveyard and equip it. So you basically attach it to, you go up into your Vadriana, who is a 6. Vadriana again recurs another one because when it's synchro summoned, you select a level 3 or lower, and now you're gonna have access to the new guy. But it still just seems so hyped. I even had Cyber Knight message me, like, completely in like a good way, and he was talking about these the Dragunities. He's like, how about them Dragunities, huh? And I was like, I really don't feel like like it's gonna be good. And the end of the conversation basically was, I miss Tempest, the dragon ruler. Like, it does have a place in this world, but I don't think it's gonna be above table 500. I look forward to some replays, Farfa. But that's kind of my thoughts on Dragunities and the Hypebeast they've become, where they're headed, and we need resource game problems to fix this. Yes, you have a Link monster in place. Yes, you have Destruction in place. Yes, you have Negation with Crystal Wing in place. But it's just not enough. It's 2018. Maybe if this was 2011, we'd really be going somewhere, you know, again with this. But, or maybe even 2014 recurrence. But we're in 2018. We're so far ahead. When you look at anything that Needle Fiber can abuse, do you really think of this deck? I don't think so. I know Needle Fiber is broken as all get out if we even get him, but I don't think this deck's the deck to go with at all. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the new series, do give it a thumbs up. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm very open to hearing other opinions. If there's something I miss with these Dragunities that really turns them on for their resource game, I'm all ears through these headphones. And I would love to know your opinions, your thoughts on, you know, should I continue this? Should we be looking at things such as the next spirals and talking about how I feel, and then decks like this that I just don't think are gonna do it.